Alright. Hello. First up, let's just make sure all my sound stuff is working correctly. Hopefully it is. Alright, I think we're doing alright. Just reposition the mic a little bit. Alright, that should be better. Right, we have unfortunately lost the face cam. Well, that's unfortunate depending on how you feel about it, but hello, yes. No, I have completely given up on trying to work with... Let me switch some sound settings over here. I've given up on trying to work with the Mac version of Streamlabs. It just is not... It's very much like a beta version I get the idea of. And I was trying to get it to where Pretzel, my sound, works correctly, which it wasn't. And I finally got it to where that went through, but then the mic was incredibly soft, to the point where it was impossible to hear. So... yeah, we're back with the main system and just having the cables stretched over, and that's fine. This will work for now. The important part is the Mini, and that's what that's what we can see. I just realised the other downside is I have now lost fine control over the camera, which sucks. But let's see if I can get the... There we go. So we can see the Shiba as they look currently. Yes, we got pretty far with the Shiba last time. So we're just going to do some finishing up. Yeah, I'm actually quite frustrated with this, and I have a really old Windows laptop that I might try to bust out and see if I can make work with this, but that laptop is huge and slow and old, so have to look into better ways to do this. Anyway, let's take a look at our Shiba. So, as you can see, we got pretty far with it last time. I think what we need to do first is go let's start picking out some of the detailing. And yeah, I'm very fond of this Mini. Of all of the Dungeons and Doggies minis, this is one of the ones I think has the most character to it. I find it to be absolutely adorable. Yeah, I love this one. Alright, so let's get some... water that down just a bit. Alright. So we're going to start by picking out these leather straps on the bedroll. Actually, I know what we're going to do. I lost fine control over the camera, so 1 second, I'm going to lock it in. Forgive me while I play around with this a bit. Let's see, I've locked it in with zoom and a... Okay, I think that's better. So I've locked it in at a focus range and zoomed it in a bit. So this should hopefully work out just a little bit better. I've got a super janky setup where I'm watching my own stream on my laptop. So I'm on like a 20-30 second delay to be able to, or whatever the Twitch delay is, to be able to tell, which is a bit frustrating, but that's okay. Yeah, I'll make it work. Alright, so we got those straps picked out. Let's get some silver. And let's start picking out some of the buckles and details. Out some of these studs on the straps. Highlighting on that one. There we go. Let's the brush down to a fine point. We'll pick out, because there's some stud little like latches on the feet cuffs as well. Dab that. Actually see them on the other ones, so we'll leave that be. Okay. Alright, let's do some shading. Take out my soft tone. Oh, I just noticed my follower goal is covering my stream text. I'll have to go fix that in just a moment. That's okay. You can see it in the chat, at least. Alright, let's check out. So we want to highlight under the tail. Soothing music is helping. That's good. Yeah, the one. Hopefully, it remains that way, because the one issue I have with Pretzel is it's an amazing service for royalty-free streaming, but there's no way, at least that I know of, to theme it. So sometimes you can get some musical transitions that can be a bit jarring. Don't worry, we're doing a bit of just a shorter stream tonight because I'm actually pretty tired myself. So I don't plan on going super long. I'm just going to finish up this Sheba, and then we're going to call it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the fade and the fur came out. I want to do it. I'm going to give that one another layer a little later too, because I want it to be almost pure white. shading in there. We're going to do the same thing with this. Ooh, I'm off camera. That's a downside with the zoom. I'm going to do the same thing with the tail. Let's get some shading in here. Hey Van Jammer, how you doing? Whilst we're doing that, we'll take some demonic yellow. I'm going to give another coat. What I had originally planned to do, and I talked about this on stream last time, with this lantern, I wanted to experiment with making it to where you can, it looks like the light is shining off of it, and I've been researching effect techniques to do that. The problem is that I don't want to do that for the first time on this mini because it's such a unique one. I want to experiment with that on some minis that I care about less. And then maybe one day I'll come back to this and apply that effect to it. Alright, whilst I wait for that wash to dry a bit, let me go and fix my my follower goal real fast. Alright, that's better. Out the way. I just realized that because I've switched back to my regular system to stream from, I don't have my Tiltify donation goal up either, but that's a little more involved to get set back up, so I'm going to deal with that later. Once I'm off stream. Alright, let's take some mummy robes. We're going to start picking out the bone necklace thing that our Shiba has going. Alright. Let's make a point on that. Go. We're going to take some grey. Ash grey specifically. We're going to add some highlights in the back on this. same with the one on the other side. And with the, let's take a little green skin, and we're going to do the same thing with the bottle in the front. I'll just make that stand out just that little bit more. Which also means I noticed I missed a strap back here, so let's get that really quick. There we go. Okay, looking all right. Now, let's highlight some of these straps. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this one's turning out, especially. Yeah, some gradual improvement the more of these that I do, which is, it's nice. Studying, learning some techniques, and just trying to get better. Looking okay. Let me try and move this over just a bit, so I'm not constantly doing this off camera. Alright. Try and make sure I'm in a comfortable position. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, our Shiba's coming along quite nicely. Okay, so let's take a dry brush and take some mummy robes. Let's see if we can't get the front of the face looking just a little more. Yeah, Pretzel has some good stuff on it. pretty great. Let's take this and we're going to do the same thing with the tip of the tail. Feet. Better, and then I'm going to mix just a bit of the mummy robes in with some pure white. And do a final highlight just around. Fade out into just some actual pure white just around the very tip of the snout. Big smiley grin there. There we go. Oh, I shouldn't have done the zoom on now, I'm just getting off camera. Coming out all right. Right, now let's do these eyes. And the tongue, of course. So, let's do the tongue first. Just a little highlight of Emperor's children over here. There we go, get that nice pink on the tongue. Let's take a look at our pupper that we're using for the preview image. And we've got some nice brown eyes there, some nice bright ones. So, I'm thinking I'm going to use the same desert yellow for those. So, back to the terrifying part of this. Eyes. I'm always afraid of doing the eyes. This is a Shiba Inu. are correct. Alright. I'm going to turn that zoom back off. Let's try and get the right position, because we got some brown in on those eyes now. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a wash of some Devlin mud and put that in there to try and get some black around those eyes as well. Too much on that one. Let's try and move some of that. Okay. Actually worked out pretty well. So those eyes are popping a little more now. Oh, thank you. Good. I'm glad. I said at the beginning of this, I have had to go back to my old setup because the audio on the Mac version was just not cooperating in any way. So I'm back to not having fine camera control, which sucks. But so I'm glad to know that it's still looking all right. Larger brush. Let's slap some oak brown on this base. Go. We don't need to be too careful with that because we're going to cover it in modeling flock. Let's see how those eyes are. Yeah, those eyes are looking pretty good. Alright. I'm going to try something a little weird with this. Let me go grab some stuff. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, so let's find out. But I'm going to take just a regular fine point Sharpie and see if I can just dot the eyes with this. The answer appears to be no, that's not working. That worked. That's alright. We got some... Let me go reset that zoom. That's just not working. Yeah, without the fine camera control, I'm just not having the zoom luck, so that's better. Alright, we're starting to look pretty decent. Take her off and gather some supplies to do our modeling. Fortunately, we are no longer going to be wasting expensive flex bond because I got some just regular ass school glue. This is all we need. Just as soon as I can get this open. No, there we go. Groovy. Where's my little applicator? There it is. All right. Crack open the modeling flock. Come back. There we go. Alright, let's put some glue on the base. And in we go. Now that would be quite the sandwich surprise. Oh, I just realized I forgot to paint the edge. That's fine. But there we go. So you can see that got the modeling flock on the base just as well as the stuff we were using previously, and this is way cheaper. So that's a good thing. Fast. Slap on the black. Let's get this base edging done. Excellent. some of these. Got some battlefield rocks, so let's put some of these on as well. Take some glue, just dab it on. Let's press on some of these rocks. And by rocks, I of course mean bits of cork, but add a little bit of extra detailing to the base there. Let's give her a tuft of grass on the other side as well, why not? There we go. So we got that on there as well. And that's our Sheba, I think. Yeah, I'm going to call that done. Done to tabletop quality, which is what I'm shooting for with these right now, so... Yeah, I'm very happy with how our little Sheba has turned out. They're looking quite nice. So they can go and join the rest of the doggies. The doggy adventuring party now has its ranger. So I can at least get some base work done on the next up, which is going to be this one. This right here would be a Pomeranian monk. Now the question is, what color fur do we want to give our Pomeranian? What is a good color for a Pomeranian that isn't super close? Because I see a lot of them have that same type of sandy faded color, but that's very similar to the coloring that we just did on the Sheba, so I don't want to redo that necessarily. The other predominantly Pomeranian color I'm seeing is bright white, which could certainly be interesting. Would certainly be a challenge. Yeah, maybe we'll go with that. trying to get an early sense on some of the detailing to see where the fur is, where the clothes are. Because this is another one where there's a lot of detailing on the underside that's going to be extremely difficult to get to. Alright. I think for starters, yeah, let's just to see how this goes, let's take if we're going to do white fur, let me give it just a layer of mummy robes. Because this is one we're eventually going to want to build up to a very bright white. Start with his tail, see how this goes. Yeah, that's looking alright. That is not looking too bad. We'll apply some shading to that later to make the detailing pop back out. But that should be alright for a base. And then later we'll dry brush some increasingly white highlights onto it. At this point, I just want to get a decent covering on here. This particular colouring, this is going to be one of those that looks kind of crap until we apply a shade to it, and then it's going to suddenly pop and look great once all the detailing becomes more visible again. What color do we think for the clothing on this guy? I suppose I painted that leg, and this guy has pants on. Should not have painted that. It's okay. Let's get the other one too, at least, so it's the same undercoat. We'll just say that's an undercoat to make it brighter. We did red robes for our other monk, that of course being Kiros. So I'm thinking perhaps blue for this one, get kind of a red-blue counter going on. That might be kind of fun. Your internet is just not your friend lately, Benjamin. I'm sorry. Yes, the Sheba is finished. Let me bring them back onto camera so you can see. The right position. Yeah, I'm very, very fond of the Sheba. And so now we're just doing some basically, do I have an aqua color? I have an assortment of blues. We can build it up. We can certainly build up some blue coloring on it. I'm just trying to pick out the rest of the detailing, because there's a little like staff or like a tube here for a scroll. They got a set of prayer beads around the neck. There's a lot of detailing packed into a very small mini on this one. I think what we're going to do is start with a base coat of some good old ultramarine blue. Let that down just a bit. Right. Cat hair on the brush. That. I'm thinking that Spectrum are just being Spectrum. And just notoriously crap. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say they have a positive experience with them. I don't know. It may be. what I've got to try and be very careful with this time through is I've got to be cautious this time about making sure that I don't get any of the clothing paints onto the fur, because with this being a white fur one, it's going to be extremely difficult to cover that up. It's not so bad at this point because we still have to do a lot of shading, so I have some leeway. But oh crap, I got off camera again. I had to set myself up like a shock collar that just zaps me every time I move the Mini out of the camera frame. Alright. Oh dear, my white balance is horrendous, so this is a much brighter blue on camera than it is in person. I have to tweak my white balance, I think. But we have some... We're starting to see some of the form come out. Let's do some leather brown for the pants in the back. Because this is a doggo who is answering that internet meme of how would dogs wear pants. Oh, no, I just haven't switched out the Shiba. That's all. I wasn't I'm doing a bit of a shorter stream tonight because, frankly, I'm very, very tired. But I wanted to go for about an hour. So, and I finished the Shiba a little faster than I had expected. So I just can't be asked to change it, to be honest. Here, let me just... I'm going to pop the Shiba down in view of the camera so it's still slightly relevant. Also, I don't really want to go and look up a reference picture of a Pomeranian because I don't actually like Pomeranians. I've had very bad experiences with them in the past. Which just kind of soured me on the breed in general. Go. Alright, we've got a lot more detailing on the body to pick out. But I just want to take a moment to put some wash on the fur to make it stand out a bit more. And what I'm going to do that, here, we're going to play around with this a little bit. I'm going to take some ash grey, just drop that on the wet palette. And then we're going to take a brush full of contrast medium and we're going to make ourselves we're essentially going to make ourselves a wash. So let's load that in there. I'm going to use 2 brushfuls of that. Start with the tail. See how well this is going to work. Not very. Yeah, the blue is coming out way... so my white balance is just fucked. I should have... I gotta tweak that, because it is way brighter on camera than it is in person. We got a little bit of definition picked out. Not much, but a little. Let's take then some strong contrast. Yeah, they really are fantastic, awesome soft contrast. Rather, we're just going to layer this onto the blue to pick out some of these details for later. Just slap this on. Normally, I would do the shading much later in the process, but with a mini this small, it's actually helping me pick out where the details are to paint them first. So. Yeah, we'll let that dry. And if you like those, we're going to call it for tonight with that, because that wash is going to take a little bit, a minute or two to dry, so I'm wrapping it up. But let me save some space here. Let's have ourselves a little unboxing, because I haven't even cracked open yet what is going to be coming up at some point after the puppers are done. Which is this. This is Cats and Catacombs. This is going to be coming up after I'm done with the puppers. We got a lot of kitties in here that are gonna get painted up. Yes. Cats. Oh my god, cats is the appropriate response to this. There are a lot of these in here that we're going to be doing, and I have to paint up at least one of them like Sanya. It's probably going to be this one, the Ragdoll Bard. In fact, let's crack this open real fast. Shiny plastic out of the way. Yes. We have all manner of kitties. To paint up. I think this floof is the prime candidate to be painted to look like Sanya. This rogue is also an option, hanging out on some books. But yes, these are coming up later. I will be painting as many of these as I can as cats that I know. Like, I gotta clean these up, but this very sad looking big-eyed one I'm considering painting as one of Candle's cats. And I'll take inspiration from other cats that I know. I like this cat because it has a bird familiar, which is kind of cool. We got all manner of them. And we have the Kickstarter exclusive one. I think this was the Necro Meowser with his undead rat familiar. So yeah, that's going to be coming up later on. Once we do more of the doggos, kitties are coming. That's going to be a thing. So yes, look forward to that. So yes, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for watching. I'll be posting up some more close-up photos of the Shiba later on. But again, thank you for sticking around. We'll be back tomorrow night with more of the same. So thank you. Have a wonderful night, and I hope the forthcoming week treats you well. Thank you, and good night.